Hey guys! Today, we're trying something new. I'm gonna show you what I think is the best way to recreate the ramen from Naruto. We're gonna be making delicious and rich Tonkotsu Ramen today. I'm mainly going to focus on showing you how to make the broth for this video, but we'll also touch on some of the other toppings and techniques. You can use them for any style of ramen too. Also, be sure to let me know what other recipes you want me to recreate in the comments down below. So today, we're gonna make Tonkotsu Ramen. Ton means pork, kotsu means bone. Pork bone ramen. Let's get cooking! So, the most important ingredient of Tonkotsu Ramen is, of course, the pork bones. It may be best to ask a local butcher to see what you can get, but today, I'll be using a variety of different types of bone. We have leg bone, backbone, spare rib, and trotters. The idea behind using these pork bones is that when we cook them for a long time, the fat, calcium, and marrow in the bones will dissolve. And that will give us a rich, creamy broth. So if you can't get all of these types, trotters are usually the best to get to achieve a similar taste. Traditionally, in a ramen shop, these bones would be cooked in a large pot for over 10 hours. But I wanted today's recipe to be a little bit more accessible for you guys. So we're gonna be using a pressure cooker. First, we start off by placing all of our bones into our cooker and filling it with water. By the way, I'm using 2.5 liters of water for about 1.5 kilos of bones today, but you don't have to be too exact. After all, every ramen shop has a different taste. Also, you can add some kombu dried kelp at this stage for some extra umami flavor. Which I forgot to film myself doing. Whoops! Now, we're gonna tighten the lid of our pressure cooker and bring this up to a boil. We want to wait for the pressure to build up inside from the steam. My pressure cooker has this little ping rise up to let me know when that's happened. We're gonna let this cook for 3 hours on a low heat like this. While you wait for this to cook, this will be a great time to make your chashu pork, which I showed you in my last video. Make sure to give that a watch. Or another great topping for ramen is Aji-Tama. I covered this in my first ramen video, but let's go over it quickly. After cooking room temperature eggs for 6 minutes, let them cool down with cold water for a minute. Peel them, and then add them to a Ziploc bag with 7 tablespoons of soy sauce, 4 tablespoons of water, 1 tablespoon of mirin, 1 teaspoon of cooking sake, and 1 teaspoon of sugar. This will be enough marinade for a whole 6-pack of eggs, by the way. Let those sit in the fridge overnight or for at least 30 minutes. Now that our recap is done, see you guys in 3 hours or just after the ad break. How time flies. Now 3 hours is up, we can release the pressure from our cooker. Make sure to do this slowly. For this cooker, the little pin on the top will fall back down. Now we've opened our cooker. We want to remove the kombu from earlier, as well as any larger bones that are still hard. At this point, you will notice some of the bones have become quite soft. We want to gently press down on them, which will help them break apart and give our broth its deeper flavor. You will probably find if you cook this the traditional way over a long time, you will be left with a much milkier colored broth. But this version tastes just as good. We also want to use a chopstick here to remove any marrow we can see dissolved from inside our bones. This will all help the delicious tonkotsu flavor. And we will continue softly pushing these down and breaking them apart with a wooden spatula. Once most of the larger pieces have broken down, we want to leave this on a low simmer for another 20 minutes. While we wait, we also need to make the tare or sauce base for our ramen that'll mix with our broth to give it a deep, distinctive ramen flavor. First, we're gonna add 80 milliliters of dashi broth into a saucepan, which I've shown you how to make in my previous videos, which you can check down below. Or you can use pre-made powders instead. Then add 60 milliliters of soy sauce, 10 milliliters of cooking sake and mirin, and then 10 grams of salt. Bring this up to a boil and we will leave it to simmer for a few seconds until all our ingredients are dissolved and mixed together. And that's the ramen tare done. Now we've let our tonkotsu broth simmer for 20 minutes. It's nice and rich and thick. We will take out any remaining large pieces of bone before draining the liquid through our sieve into a smaller pan. You will want to heat this up just before you serve your ramen, by the way. Now let's talk toppings. Today we made ramen from Naruto. So of course we want to use some Naruto as a topping. This is a very common topping for ramen in Japan and is a type of fish cake with this nice spiral pattern in the middle. We're gonna cut these diagonally and then our eggs. Today, I just chose to use normal soft-boiled eggs, not Aji-Tama. But definitely go with the Aji-Tama, guys. Learn from our mistakes. I also have some red benishoga or pickled ginger, some chopped spring onions, these dried kikurage, which are a type of mushroom, and finally, the star of any ramen, our homemade chashu pork. I'm also using pre-made nama noodles today. Nama means they're sold fresh. But you can use dried noodles too if you can find good quality ones for ramen. Don't worry guys. I'm also be showing you how to make noodles at home someday too. Also in Japan, it is traditional for ramen shops to warm the ramen bowl with boiling water before you eat. This keeps your soup warmer for longer. Now it's time to put this all together. First our tare and our delicious tonkotsu broth. Now the noodles. And finally our toppings. Okay guys, the tonkotsu ramen is complete. Let's give it a try. いただきます。Very rich. Let's give it a try. It's so good. It took a long time to make it, but totally worth it. So let's eat this chashu. This chashu is very juicy and tender. You guys should definitely try to make it at home. So that's our tonkotsu ramen. So oishii. Let me know in the comments if you want to see any other styles of ramen and leave any other questions you have. I will try to answer more of your questions in my next few videos. And once again, I'd like to say a big thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. I always want you guys to be able to learn new things through my videos, and Skillshare has the same goal. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of online classes for anyone who loves learning or wants to find a new skill. Last time, I mentioned I've been watching some cooking classes, but today I want to share with you this great class on food photography by Sean Dalton. It gives you a great guide to improving your shots and even helped me make today's thumbnail. The first 1,000 people to use the link in the description of today's video will get a 1-month free trial to Skillshare too. So be sure not to miss out on these classes and communities that could help you be more creative, healthy, or even relaxed. Anyway guys, thanks so much for watching, and remember, ごちそうさまでした!